Alright people, it's Spratty here, and today I've got a quick commentary. Well, it's not actually going to be quick, but quite long. But I've still got a commentary for you. As you can tell by the title, I'm just going to be talking about montage clips, so, topics like games, as in all of the Call of Duty series. Montage spots, so where people get the clips a lot, and then game types is going to be a big topic as well. So, this gameplay, I start off and I get like 38 and 2, and I don't really like getting gameplays, as you can tell by this one. I go 38 and 2 and then I end up like wrecking it, but I still kept it anyway just because of that good start. So yeah, let's get into it. First, I want to talk about spots on maps that are regularly used, especially on the old Call of Duties, because in my opinion, it's not entertaining to watch something that was done years ago, if that makes sense. Like on Call of Duty 4, World at War, there's these spots that people go all the time to get clips, and I mean they are good. Like if they get like 5-man feeds or something like that, stepping it up a little bit rather than just regular quad feeds or like whatever like that. If they step it up, then fair play to them. But if they're using stuff like, for example, we've got like the Crash Blue Room on COD 4, which you run through there with your shotgun or something, or your ACOG, and then you get your clip there. There's the Showdown Corridor, where people get the triples or the feeds or whatever. There's the Vacant Back Room, and I can't really describe it as like a place, but a lot of you know what I'm thinking about, and people running there with the shotguns or the AKs or whatever, and just get the feeds and the sprays or whatever. So just spots like these that are overused, and people were getting clips in them years ago, and I just don't find it entertaining to watch. So when you see my, and I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but when you see my targets, I rarely go for these spots anymore, like in games anyway. So I like to keep my content original and unique, and it is hard like to get these original clips on old cards, because everything's pretty much been done. So stepping it up onto Modern Warfare 2 is pretty much the same thing. There's all these spots where people go to get clips, and I try to stick away from those. That's what hopefully makes mine more entertaining than the next charge. So that's just my opinion. I think it's dead. Like, clips are dead if you're gonna get them in those kind of spots, and hopefully I don't want to like I don't want you to go hating on targets if they've got these spots, but hopefully I'll persuade you to go for some more unique spots rather than all these old spots that keep getting used and somehow still getting credit for them when they're not as entertaining as it should be. So that's just my opinion on spots. It happens in a lot of games, and that's why I like Black Ops more than any other. Obviously, it's a newest card out, so you can just get more unique stuff than anyone else, because there's all these spots that people don't hit them in, and all like random parts of the map where clips haven't been hit yet, and it's just fun to hit, more fun to hit them, and rather than hitting them in spots that everyone's done. So that's just my opinion about spots on the map. I'm gonna move it on now to game types, because it's a big topic at the moment. We've got Hardcore Headquarters on COD 4, which is a major game type that everybody plays to get clips now, because I can't remember who started the trend. It was a year and a bit ago, and I think it was Small Beans and Moody Sweden and they pretty much started this trend. And I'm not gonna lie, I did a montage for Hardcore Headquarters, and I enjoyed it at the time, but then when I look back, with all these advantages, it just makes clips so much easier to get with all these one-shot kills, and that was like a year ago, and now people are still doing it, and I'm not hating, it's just my opinion. I'm expressing what I think. If it's so easy to get, in my opinion, I prefer to enjoy it more if I'm challenging myself to get clips, in harder game types. I mean, that brings me on to Demolition, because a lot of people hate on Demolition for spawn trapping, and especially on like Modern Warfare 2, because it's on Black Ops, so you have to work as a team to spawn trap. But I rarely play with a team, I usually play with 1 or 2 people, and we don't spawn trap. We just play the game type as it's meant to be played. Whereas on Modern Warfare 2, you can go in by yourself. You can push them back in the spawn because sniping's so much easier on that than this. You can push them back into spawn with air support and just trap them in there. And I used to play Demolition a lot because I found it it's easier to get clips because they have less time to kill you when you spawn. But it's people hating it too much. Like if I got clips in Demolition around the corner from the spawn, people would still hate. Whereas if you play Domination, if you know the game types and if you know the game, the spawns basically on Domination are around the corner from where most people get clips, and people don't realise that because it's still all. If you've got 2 flags on, say, like Modern Warfare 2, and you're pushing them back into a corner, that's spawn trapping. Basically, people get these clips, like bring back the crash brew room. You're basically spawn killing them as they come around the corner, so they don't really have a chance unless they run the other way. Whereas Demolition, you just spawn you're killing them pretty much as they spawn, or as they spawn in front of you and they run towards you, you're killing them. So there's not much difference, and I'm not taking any sides because Demolition gets a lot of hate, and it is a dying game type now because everyone hates it. And I just want to prove that any game type you spawn trap in, but it is a way of getting clips. And I've started to play a lot of Headquarters and TDM now, and then the reason I enjoy that is because the spawns are a lot random. It is a challenge, especially on older CODs, like Modern Warfare 2 and COD 4. On COD 4 I play TDM, on Modern Warfare 2 I play Headquarters, and it is a lot harder to get clips, but it's more fun because they're in random spots. And in Headquarters, a lot of people think Headquarters, if you have a full team, you can hold the spawns, but we don't do that. We like to hold them for kills and not like in certain areas. We just keep killing them and then until they switch. So it's another game type where you can spawn trap, but it's just not something you want to do. So it's just people think that Demolition is the worst one, and it is, but in any game type you can spawn trap, and people just don't realise that. It's just how stupid how people are so arrogant in the way that if one guy, I'm not going to say any names or anything because I don't know who says it, but if one guy says Demolition's horrible, if you get clips in Demolition you're bad, but he's got so many subscribers that everyone listens to him, they go trolling around, as you do, saying that if you got Demolition clips you're bad. So I don't want to humiliate this guy or anything. Some guy talked to me on Twitter. He went, when are you going to do a Taj without Demolition? So I said, are you blind? Did you see my last montage? Because it's just getting annoying how people, I've got this view of getting Demolition clips when especially on Modern Warfare 2 I haven't played Demolition in ages, and on Black Ops I still do play Demolition because it's game type I enjoy, and I don't go spawn trapping, and it's just not. I've learnt from these clips and the community that they don't like Demolition, so I've tried to cut it down. That's why I'm playing Domination for this gameplay. But this guy said to me, all I see is Demolition, and he was on about my montage number 5. So I was like, alright then, let me just go count, just to show your arrogance, because he's obviously been inspired by some YouTuber to say Demolition clips are bad. So I went on my Taj, and I think I counted 1 Domination clip, 7 TDM, 5 Headquarters, and 3 Demolition. So I said to him, well, I'll just put that, and I went, it's all demo, right? And he went, well, that's all I saw. And I was just like, are you still blind? I've just said the facts. There were 3 demo clips out of the whole Taj. So how is that all demo? And he's like, oh, sorry. And I was just like, just people that have been influenced by these big YouTubers, and that Demolition is bad, and then they just don't see any other view. Like, they don't have their own opinion. And I put this on Twitter, and a lot of people agree with me that they should have their own opinion instead of being influenced by all these big names. This gameplay is coming to an end right now. It's final kill, so I hope you enjoyed. It was just a commentary, just get a few things off my chest about clips and everything, and hopefully you guys will understand and not hate on my opinion. And yeah, thanks for listening. I'll see you guys later.